My name is David Common. I'm calling from CBC News. We're doing an investigation into stolen vehicles, and I'm pretty sure I'm sitting in your once stolen vehicle in West Africa. Yeah, I'm in West Africa.
No way.
Yeah.
If you have been buying fairly used cars, know you that you might be buying stolen cars from Canada and America that were shipped to UAE and West Africa, Ghana and Nigeria to be precise. The Canadian government have decided to track those cars back to West Africa and the same time recover those cars back to Canada and America where they were stolen from. So please, before you spend your hard-earned money and for you not to put yourself into trouble, make sure you know the type of a dealer you are buying from so that you don't go and buy a stolen car from Canada and UAE. Let it not look as if I am the one that is making up this video. I want you to watch this video for yourself so that you will tell me what you think about this video. Please follow me on my Facebook page. Subscribe to my channel and share this broadcast and let it go viral so that a lot of persons will not fall victim of buying stolen cars. See you on my next update, guys.
In one car, a phone number for the original owner, Leonard.
I'm gonna phone him. Might be too early for a phone call, or maybe looking at a number they don't recognize.
Hello?
Hi, is that Leonard?
Yeah.
Leonard, this is going to sound like a really weird call. My name is David Common. I'm calling from CBC News. We're doing an investigation into stolen vehicles, and I'm pretty sure I'm sitting in your once stolen vehicle in West Africa. Yeah, I'm in West Africa.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you mind if I FaceTime you?
I don't mind at all.
Does this look like your car?
That's it. It was stolen September, October of last year.
And what happened?
So we were going out that day in the morning. My wife went out to get the car, and it wasn't in the driveway. When we checked the camera, the video from the camera from the Ring doorbell, at about 3 in the morning, you see a car and two guys pull up towards the driveway. And about 4 minutes later, the light goes off. They're gone. The car's gone from the driveway. And that's the second car stolen in 6 years.
Really?
From my driveway. Yeah.
I know this is probably not the call you expected today, but your ownership is still in the glove box. Here's your car. There's a car that still has a New Jersey license plate on it. There's a car stolen from North York over there.
I can't believe it. And my documents and everything are still in there.
Yeah.
That is
Long distance thieving part 2.
That is crazy.
Crazy indeed, but Len is hardly alone.
Eastbound 47, about 190, 200.
Auto theft in Canada has never been this bad. High-speed chases, home invasions, violent carjackings, but rarely do the bad guys get caught. Last year, they stole 27,000 cars from the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area alone, one every 17 minutes.
A large portion of them are actually leaving the country. You'll see about 80% of them going out through the ports.
Detective Mark Haywood of Peel Regional Police is one of Canada's foremost specialists on theft for export.
Much easier to sell 15 cars on the black market than it is to sell 15 keys of cocaine or 15 illegal guns. And they're seeing that profitability.
Just how big? Deputy Chief Nick Milinovich.
Last year in 2022, there was over $1 billion worth of vehicles that were stolen across Canada. And it's now one of the top 3 funders of organized crime. So
It's big business, big profit for them.
huge.
This was the spot it was stolen from?
In Oakville, Ontario,
it was parked right here. We arrived home from
Greg and Lynn Gannett became just the latest of their neighbors to be targeted.
We walked outside and the car was not there.
They just drove it away, basically. Like it was amazing, actually, how quickly they were able to steal it.
So smoothly, the thieves only barely triggered this motion capture camera. When police arrived, they told them the car's gone forever.
It's probably already on its way to
probably
Montreal, going to Africa or some other foreign country.
Yeah.
After a steal, thieves move cars quickly to shipping containers where GPS tracking is muffled, then placed on tractor trailers or rail lines to the Port of Montreal.
What countries are those cars ending up in?
Several. We're seeing a lot of them go to the UAE, to Dubai. There's Nigeria is a hotbed for that. Ghana is another place that they're showing up in.
It's scary and increasingly violent. But we've come to Greg and Lynn because of a stunning discovery.
We think we found your car.
Wow.
We believe we found your car located in the West African nation of Ghana.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And it's for sale.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting?
So here's the next thing. We're going to actually try to see your car.
Oh, wow.
We're going to go to Ghana.
Excellent.
It is a long journey into a world full of snatched cars.
This vehicle reported stolen in Ontario, stolen from Saint Laurent, Quebec, Ottawa, Ontario, in 2023. This vehicle, stolen in Ontario.
Cars seized by Ghana's Economic and Organized Crime Office.
We are doing all that we can to ensure that at least, if not to eradicate all, we can actually bring it to the barest minimum.
Alex Lindsay runs surveillance for the office. Even he admits all this is just the tip of the iceberg.
I think the Canadian courts need to be more proactive in trying to stop it before even it gets down here.
Okay, this is wild. We're just driving along through traffic. There's a car with a Quebec license plate on the road in front of the organized crime authorities, just driving along.
That car bails from traffic, quite possibly a new arrival. Just take a look as we slow drive past all the used car dealers.
Is it very likely these vehicles we're seeing are stolen?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed, Lexus, Honda, Dodge Rams, Toyota, some of the most stolen vehicles in Canada now here for sale openly. Even law enforcement has to be careful.
They have issued threats to officers that the next time probably we come to retrieve cars, they are going to fight.
So we have to be very careful driving
So we
by.
have to be very careful.
Back at headquarters, we sit down with the office's deputy director.
We do encounter some few resistance.
Abdoulaye Bachirou Dapila tells us how they know which vehicles to seize based on intelligence from the FBI.
So the situation we have with respect to these vehicles is such that, yes, we are collaborating with the FBI. The FBI has given us evidence that the vehicles were stolen from Canada and then the United States.
Dapila says he needs Canada to step up to stop the flow in the first place.
It sounds to me like Canadian law enforcement, in your mind, could be doing a lot more.
Yes, no Canadian agency except through the FBI has approached us directly or made a formal complaint to us directly.
We've tracked Lynn and Greg's car to this lot in Ghana, and we're going looking for it.
We understand that there was a vehicle that was reported stolen from Canada that ended up at this dealership, at this lot.
The workers get agitated quickly.
Do you sell stolen vehicles here?
But the lot is full of the most stolen vehicle types in Canada.
Do you mind if I look at the VIN numbers and just see?
They push back and approach our camera operator.
Why are you taking pictures of?
I'm filming my journalist.
No, you don't have the right to take the pictures here.
Because, like, if I look at this Acura, like, this is the kind of damage that happens when they put them in shipping containers when they're stolen. So do you mind if I look at the VIN?
We've been warned this is risky, so we head out to call up Lynn and Greg.
Kind of suspicious. Okay, we have been to the dealership that your car was last seen at. And guess what? It's not there anymore. It appears they may have sold it.
It's incredible to us that you are where you are at the lot where you tracked us from the car from Ontario across the world to Ghana.
Long distance thieving part
Next,
3
we go
thirds.
inside the fight to stop cars from being stolen.
We've just retrieved one of those vehicles back from them. We've caused the disruption, and that's the goal.
This ship has just come into port in Montreal, loaded with stolen cars being returned to Canada, intercepted by authorities in Malta halfway through their voyage.
Our investigators, they will cut that shortly. The Range Rover by Land Rover is the first vehicle.
A shopping list of the most stolen vehicles.
Looks like they've taken care and it's in good shape. Again, really push button start, SUV or pickup truck are really the targeted vehicles, and that's the theme that we're seeing here as well.
Investigator Brian Gast works with the Equite Association. It works to reduce the massive claims member insurance companies now face from ballooning auto theft.
The first thing that comes to my mind, the crisis that's happening in Ontario and Quebec, is we've just retrieved one of those vehicles back from them. We've caused the disruption, and that's the goal.
Plus, there are clues here. Out of the shipping containers, vehicles get a more forensic examination.
So we're just looking at any of the damage that they made to steal the vehicle, looking to see how the vehicle was stolen.
This was an onboard diagnostic port attack, or OBD.
They remove that part to get access to the computer of the vehicle to reprogram the key.
So it's a reprogramming theft. And then we have relay attacks, where you have somebody at the front doorbell or your front of your residence with what looks to be an antenna. They're trying to intercept the radio frequency between that key fob and the vehicle.
So how many times has your car been stolen?
3 times.
Over how long?
We originally met Natalie Cara after the first theft. Here it is, a suspected relay attack in her driveway at home. The car was recovered thanks to a GPS system on board. Months later, she looked out the window at work.
Here.
And you're watching them steal your car from that window.
Yeah, correct. She told
3 men, 1 getaway car, and Natalie confronts them.
I'm looking and I'm like, no! And I'm coming out and yelling at them. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they got afraid. So one of the guy went into the car, and I was face to face like you and I.
Like this close.
This close, even closer. And then I said, and all hood, black jeans, hood, and then the mask. And then he said, sorry. He said, sorry, jumped in the car, and then off they went.
Looking at the damage, this is the newest form of theft. Under that damaged wheel well is the CAN bus. Thieves connect to a port there and can quickly unlock and start the car.
It's a weak point.
Yeah.
And I asked Lexus what they're doing about this, and they're working on it.
We hear that from a lot of automakers.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Well, Natalie's story isn't over yet. She brings her car here for repairs, but her in-car GPS system then alerts her the car's on the move.
And an hour later, I got the manager of Lexus calling me and saying, you know, your car got stolen overnight.
But it's this car.
Yeah.
Recovered again. Thanks to the GPS system the thieves failed to deactivate.
You know, the reward's very high and the risk is very low. We have anecdotal stories of people who have stolen cars, walked out of court, and stolen another car in the same parking lot. So, you know, the risk there is not what it needs to be.
How good a job do we do in Canada combating auto theft?
I don't think we do a very good job.
Michael Rotha represents leasing and finance companies who are urging widespread action now.
In the last 5 years, there's been a 300% increase in auto theft in the GTA.
300%.
300%.
What's going on?
From our perspective, it's a lack of enforcement.
He wants Canada's antiquated system of tracking exports improved, plus far more inspections of containers leaving ports.
And then obviously resourcing Canada Border Services so they have more agents. In some ports they have maybe 1 or 2 people that are tasked with this, and also more scanners for the containers as they go out. We've become a global donor in stolen vehicles. When you compare certain brands, there's more cars being stolen in Canada than there are being in the US. Given that they're 10 times the size, that gives you the sense of the magnitude of this issue.
There is an element for industry, the auto industry, to play in the issue of auto thefts.
Making it harder to steal.
Absolutely. I think consumers really need to do their due diligence. Vote with your dollars is a very, very simple concept, right? We look at safety ratings, we look at performance stats, we look at, the style of vehicle. Included in that conversation should be the security of that vehicle and your ability to prevent it being stolen.